Truth is, you tune into the Royal Truth Radio Show on Little Raleigh Radio Station, starring Reese Royal, Royalty, Stars Pin, and yours truly, I am Queen Aisha. Truth is, your listening experience has just been upgraded. Truth is, we're ready. Are you? Here's your host, Reese Royal.
Hey, kings and queens, this is Reese Royal on Little Raleigh Radio with the Royal Truth, and you know how our show goes. It's always the same. We're here. Our mission statement is to be informative and accurate with accurate knowledge, never to direct, but only guide you towards the truth. Let's try that once again. We're going to be informative with accurate knowledge, never to direct, but only guide you towards the truth. Let me thank God for life and opportunity all of us come together. As always, a shout out to Linda B. I love you. And our music director today, of course, is Pumakazi. He put a nice little mixture of Reese Royal music together for us to share. Every one of these can be found on Spotify on the playlist Royal Truth. And this is number show 147. And I am so honored today for this show because we have a honored guest of somebody who hey, I didn't know we even had this kindred spirit in the first place. But before I bring the special guest on with us, I have to first bring, my partner, my brother, my ace. We're going here. I got to bring my brother in here, Ace Reese Royal. And I mean, are you hearing? Can you? I'm make sure I hear you,
Yep,
right?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, good. We got my brother here, Royalty. Y'all, I'm actually giving you a different look right now this time. We're not in the actual studio this time. We're in a different set. And I got back playing behind him. That's why I got choked up back here because my brother, if you see the video back here, this is Go, one of my very first videos I did a while back here. And I decided I was gonna give you these shows today, and you can just watch us back here on screen as well because part of my special guest, I am so honored. I don't know how to introduce him properly other than saying from NC to Cali. Me and my brother, my brother is inspired to be an actor. I inspired to do music. Okay, and we at our age now just trying to enjoy that opportunity to do that dream. But we got somebody who actually came from our same little neck of the woods. You hear me? Came our same neck of the woods, and he actually came and went and made that step from North Carolina to Cali, and I'm honored to actually bring this guest in. I wanted to just give a little bit of information about him from Torrey B. Lawrence from NC to Cali, okay? Born, and then you see that now, March 18th, 1974 in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. And I am honored you all to bring onto the stage here. I don't have I don't have all that to bring in there at this point here, but Mr. Torrey
Yeah,
B. Hey, bro, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you both for having me on your show today. I really appreciate this opportunity.
Man, I'm honored that
absolutely.
you actually made it. Then actually came to the show. I'm glad when I reached out to you, we had a conversation. You shared some stuff with me, and I say I think you as American dream. In all honesty, from Rocky Mount, you know what I'm saying. I know there's a lot of people from the North Carolina area, but let's just talk about Rocky Mount itself. And
Okay.
you went and inspired and actually made that move. You know what I'm saying, and made that dream come true. And I mean, was it something you always wanted to do? Was it something that you just jumped up at one morning and said, "I'm going to do this," and just left? What happened?
Okay, this is something I didn't think I would be doing. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Um, I have a speech impediment, and one of the reasons why I started to delve into acting was to overcome that speech impediment. There was a lot of performers that I looked up to: Bruce Willis, James Earl Jones, for example. A lot of these thespians, Samuel L. Jackson himself, they have speech impediments. And I remember researching this because my mom was. I remember my mom telling me years ago she never thought she would live to see the day to see me being on the actual theatrical stage. And it took a lot of time to finally do this because I tried my best to get in the theater, and it took literally 3 years for me to actually get my first role. So
Mm.
that's 3 years of no's because I couldn't say my name, Torrey B. Lawrence. I literally could not say that in an audition. And my first break came from Raleigh Little Theater. From I did um Taming of the Shrew, and I remember um, reciting this huge monologue. And see, that's the thing about a stutterer. Um, if we're singing, we don't stutter. If we memorize the lines, we typically don't stutter. And I finally really worked on this for like 3 years, taking classes, reading books about acting, and I did it. And standing ovation at Raleigh Little Theater. And then the director at the time, Haskell Fitzsimmons, gives me sides for the Shakespearean play, and I just I crashed the burn because I couldn't cold read good enough yet.
Right.
So with that, I had one line in there, and from that, for me, that monumental effort of 3 years to finally get that one line in that play continually gave me the confidence to keep doing it. If that makes sense,
Yeah.
because it was something that I really never thought I would do, because I'm a very shy individual to get in front of people, and uh, it was really tough. And even after that, I would still have issues with casting directors in North Carolina where I would say my name and I would stutter. They didn't want anything to do with me. And when I do the audition, I'm fine, but the initial stutter, it just held me back for so long. However, doing theater, I kept doing theater, and I started getting more confidence. But to actually transition from Rocky Mount to Raleigh, all the way out here, I finally just I finally thought to myself, you know what? It's either now or never, because most of the jobs in North Carolina dried out because Wilmington was a really big hub for film back in the day, and I'm sure it still is. And it was either California or Atlanta. And I didn't know too many people in Atlanta. I knew a guy out here in LA, and I just thought to myself, I prayed about it, and I asked God, like, hey, should I do this? I was working in corporate America, and I remember walking around in the parking lot. I said, God, please give me a sign. Should I go to California, just stay here? And I was walking in this parking lot, and every car in that parking lot, license plate didn't show. The only one that showed was one that says California. So I took that as a sign, like, well, I guess I'm going to California.
Right.
So
Right.
sold my house, I sold my house, moved into a small apartment, and just start saving up for about a little like 2 years. And when I finally saved up a good amount of money, I just put everything in a U-Haul, put my car in the back, drove out here. It took me 5 days, and start searching around about how to get an agent out here and about submissions. And it was really, really tough because it's sad that when you have other actors come out here, not everybody's willing to help you.
Mm.
Uh, it's kind of like it's a dog eat dog world. I hate to say it. It's like that in life. It's a dog eat dog world. But unfortunately, I did meet some individuals that kind of could get me on the path and told me what places to check out and so on and so forth. And for 2 years, no, lead at least a year, because I was living off my savings. So I was just hitting the pavement, trying to do auditions. And coming from North Carolina to here to audition, I was still green. I was very green because when I would get an audition in North Carolina, I would have to go to Wilmington. So that's like a 3 hour drive one way from Raleigh, 3 hour drive and 3 hours back. So that's a lot of time versus here, 30 minutes, you're there. And it can go by so quickly. And I was so green. It was just really bad. I could think back on a few auditions I had, and I would look back and like, man, that was really, really bad. So I just started really
Well,
focusing.
I remember you had to be told no a whole lot of times before you hear yes. I heard
Yes.
that
Oh,
that you're gonna have to
yeah.
you was gonna have to hear no a whole lot of times before you hear yes. And I wanted to piggyback on you on before you go any further with that about we had this outside on the off screen. So since you brought it there, I wanted to talk about that. Is I told you that my biological father, he stuttered, and then one of my brothers, he stuttered, and you know and then like I was mentioning, Joe Biden, he stutters. But so that's the thing I'm amazing, and that doesn't stop you from from success. Doesn't stop you from that dream. Because I honestly, yeah, I can honestly see if I had studied about the last thing I'm gonna do is have to remember lines and have to say them over and over again.
Yeah.
And you know, uh, and that would be like I would be challenging myself the hardest every day to do for my dream. So that's what makes it even more amazing. And then you to do, like I said, from NC to Cali,
So
that's amazing thing. Go ahead,
and
bro. You got something
and
to
I
say?
want to jump in too, bro. So first and foremost, I want to say thank you for being so strong, and your resiliency is amazing. Um, Bruh and I were talking about this just the other day. Uh, People with some type of ailment or what have you. Um, Monique, for example, she discussed her ailment briefly, and I didn't hear it. Bruh heard it. Reese Royal heard it, but just like he just said, um, just to keep going, to keep pushing,
Hmm.
to keep at it no matter what people said or no matter what you fought through it, and that is totally amazing. But I do want to jump into when you mentioned like going to auditions and just getting out there. So a little bit about you know getting started with that and saving that money. Did you have to like create like a portfolio and do all these things? I'm asking you questions for the viewers, but kind of asking for myself too. But
No, no, no. That's a
no,
valid question.
I mean, so did you like have to, like because I know when you start doing portfolios and going to these auditions, that can get expensive in itself.
Yes. To become an actor, you definitely got to get a headshot. Basically, like from here to here. And you want to be of your true self.
Okay.
Um, I tell people that if you want to get into acting, start doing theater. That's how I honed my skills. You know, some people didn't have to do theater. Because either they were they have family that's in this industry, and that's how it is. Unfortunately, it's like corporate America. Um, I would say though, get a headshot, get one with a reputable photographer, and you can ask other actors that hey, who shot your headshot, and so on and so forth, and start building your resume. When I came out here, I didn't even have a reel. I had only one reel. I had a no. I'll tell you about. I had one reel. I had a commercial reel for a Miller Lite commercial. But as far as theatrical, I didn't have anything. And when you submit yourself for work out here on the platform of Actors Access, uh, you submit yourself for a job, and this casting director or producer who's ever looking at this, or the assistant, they want to see not only your resume, but do you have any visual work? And that's what I mean by a reel, a 30
Real.
second or a minute clip of work that you've accomplished over time.
Right. Okay.
Well, since you're speaking of that, I would like to actually throw your reels out there real quick. Right now, quick, I wanted to actually give you, since I've been showing that screen for the last few minutes here, this right here, let's go right into that, and I'm gonna show you your little scene from The Harder They Fall. So here's our boy Tory B and his scene, and I love this scene. But here's his scene from this movie.
Then you can head on over to Jordan Anderson's. You can hold your weapon and drink over there.
Drinking here, you little fuck.
Oh my God. I'll tell you, that never gets old, man.
And, but look, and then you also mentioned your reel. So I went through your stuff, and I'm gonna actually go another one. This is one of the ones, bro. I want you to catch this scene. Now, I want to talk about that. I want to talk about the fighting scenes, how you could the learning the whole entire fight. I didn't get you. I wish I had brought the other one on to show you with the fighting the girl, the Chinese woman in the white, because
Oh,
y'all was
Miss
that was a
Noda.
battle.
Yeah,
But
Miss
this one
Noda.
right here also got my interest too. Let's go and throw this right here to see if you show this one real quick.
That's from Cold Blows the Wind.
Cold
Cold,
Blows to win.
Cold Blows the Wind. That came out in October of last year, actually. You
Okay.
know, so
Okay.
yeah, we shot that. That was I was on set for two nights. See, and this is the thing about this industry, and about my work ethic. Now I'm working 8 hours a day, in IT, and I had to be on set like at 5 or 6 o'clock. So I worked on that, showed up at 6 o'clock at night, and worked till like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning for 2 days straight. Then went back to work. Went to sleep, took a shower, went to sleep, and did it all over again. And it was cold that night. It was so cold. It was like 40, 50, 45, 50 degrees cold. And but man, I loved it. I loved every second of it, because this is my passion. So I do what I do all I can to take this opportunity to enjoy myself in it, because the director, the producer, I auditioned for him, and I brought something to that character, and I just wanted to make sure that I was continually giving them that, because the one thing when you've been cast in a project, you want to make sure that, one, you show up on time, two, you're not a problem, three, you know your lines, you're ready to go, and you want to be fun to work with. And I'm cracking jokes and everything. I'm getting dirty and muddy and everything. Got blood spewing everywhere. And I'm having the time of my life, man.
And I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
I got you. I love it. See, and that's the other thing. I mean, you have to make your line something that's going to be memorable for everyone else. That's what makes a difference for you. In this industry, I'm sure. I'm saying, I mean, it's got to be a good director too, and give you direction, but it's what you bring out of that character.
It's
That
the
makes a big
presentation,
difference.
bro. Is the
Yeah.
presentation. It's just like with an artist like you. I mean, somebody can take one of your songs and they can flop, but you can take that same song and just the way you present it, it means a world of difference, So
If
it's
I feel that
presentation.
emotion.
Right?
Right,
Good
right.
point.
And now I want to get going, Tori, because don't keep because we know we're long winded. Me and my brother, we're long
That's
winded,
fine.
so
That's
we're not
fine.
gonna
I'm
be
just happy
smart
to
on
be here.
that. We're gonna keep it right on. But this is the other movie I wanted to bring up. I'm gonna show a little scene from that, and then you can tell me about it. Because when I saw this, I definitely wanted to bring this up because Twisted Vine is with Miss Vivica A. Fox, and I know Miss Vivica A. Fox as well because she actually stayed at my hotel and had a little nice little party. We could talk about on another Royal Truth about that. But
Okay.
she actually came to my hotel, and so I was going to show that scene, and then you tell me a little bit about that scene and her role. I mean, how was she? How's her personality in your mind? You know what I'm saying? So here's a quick scene from Twisted Mind.
Startled me. Can I help you with anything? I found this note near the ice bucket. Would you be a darling and make sure whoever that is gets it?
Now, tell us a little bit about that scene and what was that about?
Okay. Twisted Vines. First of all, I got to start from the very beginning about this. I remember writing the cinematographer, sending me an email a year or so ago, and he remembered because he was working on this project, and he emailed me, says, "Hey, I would like you to like you to read for this small role." And the role of Nico, yeah, Nico. And I read for it's like 2 lines, and they sent it to the director. The director loved it so much they added more lines to it. So I just want to start with that about building relationships, because some of these opportunities would not have happened without building relationships in this industry. This scene was with my character because I'm playing the not concierge, something like a concierge or sommelier, something like someone that's real versed in the wine industry. And
Okay.
her daughter's getting married, and she needs me to take a note to someone in this particular film. So I don't want to spoil it too much, because
Okay.
yeah,
Well, but
I try not to give anything away, but it's on Amazon, so people can
yeah,
watch it.
I did see her put something in the drink. I did see her put
That's
something in that drink.
that's why you gotta watch it. Yeah, I
Okay, I
try to
thought
be
I'm just gonna make sure. I'm very no, I know, I know, I'm a very observant person, so I was like, okay, all right. I was watching the scene, but my experience with her was still. She's a wonderful woman. She was actually just there for Women's March, I believe, in my area. She was the spokesman, or she was the speaker for that year, and
Okay.
my hotel won the bid, and she stayed at the penthouse at my hotel, and she was a wonderful lady when I met her there. So I don't have anything, and I loved her from Soul Food. So she's been and then Kill Bill. I can go on for minutes when we give her a career. So
I,
much love out to Miss Vivica.
yeah, she was wonderful to work with. The fact because when you're working with notable people in the entertainment industry, you gotta kind of gauge it, because one of the things I try to do as a performer, whenever you work with someone that's a star, you want to, especially in this day and age, you want to have proof that you actually work with someone. That's what with social media, Instagram, and all that stuff. So, but now she was very, very polite. Another cat I really like working with that was on the movie, Michael Pare. If you ever watch Streets of Fire, it was a really good film with Diane Lane, and he was
I
just.
check it out.
I talked to Vivica and I talked to him because they've been in this industry for so long. So I was just asking them questions, trying to soak up as much. Hey, how you doing? I was
And
trying
then
to.
she disappeared. Then she goes away.
Yeah,
That's my
what's up?
baby. That's my queen. That's my queen. That's my queen. Y'all, and the last but not least, we don't have to say much. We got Miss Starspin. She made her way up here for 1 second at least. Say, hey, love. Hey, love.
Hey fellas, how are you guys?
We're
We're
great. We're
good.
great. Sitting here talking to the great Mr. Torrey B. Lawrence here from Rocky Mount, North Carolina to Cali. Showed his new movie he just had. Well, he haven't got to his new movie yet. My bad. I'm so
No,
spoiled
So
good.
already.
so so I look, bro. Her and I were sitting here. She was texting both of us. I know you wasn't looking, so I was like, she got to get in here right now because you. I wanted you to say something a quick second because
What you doing?
you what exactly what you're doing,
What you
and this
doing?
guy right here is an inspiration to me already, and I don't even know him
Yeah.
like that yet, and you are an inspiration to me as well. And so he's just, I mean, like you guys are doing what I want to do, and that's what I was telling him is just like sticking with it and doing something that you love. I admire you both. I inspire to be both of you.
Oh, thank
So
you. I was listening to the first half, so I did catch a little bit of his story and his background. I'm so glad that you did not let that stutter stop you. So if I could say this plainly and just be frank as I do, fuck these people, like because they never mattered, right? So that's how I felt about that when he was saying that. But I'm inspired by anybody that keeps going. So I actually had a guy tell me the other day, why are you doing this? Because I was going through a lot and still am with the film. So he's like, why are you still doing this idea? Why you what make you do this with no money? So I'm saying to myself, okay, that's okay. A lot of people get hindered because they don't have the funds that they need to do things. So I look back at the children that can't get to basketball practice because their parents don't have cars. I look back at the little Michael Jordans or all of these little athletes in the hood that can't do things because somebody told them that they didn't have enough money or they didn't have the resources to do
Preach
these
it.
things. So I promise you, I gotta shout out Trill Will because he keep me on my toes, and he always tell me we not stopping. We're not gonna stop. So I really would love to be one of those people that had like vans that I could go pick up these little track stars that I know for a fact are in these schoolhouses and they can't get to these places because they don't have the resources. But we given a whole cabinet of superintendents for Cumberland County Schools. I said it out loud on air. raises, and these teachers are struggling. These kids, these bus drivers are struggling, but these 8, 9 people get $122,000 raises. I'm sorry, I went all left, but these are the things that people need to hear, because you got a lot of little superstars in these schools. You got a lot of little athletes, little writers, little movie stars, little everything in these schools that's going to get overlooked because they don't have the money and they don't have the resources. So when I get my Emmy and I get my awards for 1111 and WEC, the first people I'm going to shout out to are the ones that stuck with me because we didn't have. Because the ones that are sticking with me now, my whole cast and crew work for free. Like, they just rock with me. We eat pizza, we eat, wings, and, we bunk out in cars and this kind of thing. And then when I say rocking with me, I mean just kind of going for the gusto on the strength of we not stopping until we can't breathe no more. I just feel like don't ever quit. So when I heard his story, that's what made me, I know I'm going into a rant right now, but that's what I was hearing. The determination, the resilience that a lot of people lack in this world today because somebody told them they couldn't. I film every chance I get with no money. And the footage that we got is just up there with Tyler Perry stuff. You know what I mean? So don't stop doing what you're doing until you can't breathe no more. And I mean that because I plan on not stopping. I got stuff going on in the next 30 minutes and then some more stuff going on at 8 o'clock, like podcast after podcast, yoga class, reads for the scripts, all kind of stuff. I actually pride myself on being this boss now because I had a scene at a club called Ice Bar. So shout out to HHF, Hip Hop Fraternity in Atlanta. We filmed in that club, but we also performed. A lot of the squad got up and performed. So I literally left the club at about 3:30, 4 o'clock that morning, and I drove home. And I went to work. And I worked for 8 hours with my babies. So team no sleep. Sometimes I hear people say, I can't, I don't want to. Man, you're not going to win because unless you're doing the things that nobody else is doing the bullshit that nobody else wants to do, putting up with all the garbage that nobody else wants to put up with, you're not going to win. So I learned how to suck it up. And I'm like this on the highway. I got to pull over on the rest stop, and take an hour break so I can get home because these kids going to be looking for Miss Johnson. So I take pride in all the things that I do. And I think that's why I can't stop. Like, so you don't stop either. We're going to stutter with you. Like, we're going to be stuttering together.
Right. So stars, you sound just like Mr. Torrey here because he literally just said he
Oh,
would
wow.
work an 8-hour job in IT, and at 5 o'clock he's in there on the set till like 4 o'clock in the morning to do it all over again.
That's
so
right.
You guys are just making me see how this really is. You gotta hustle. You gotta want this.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
You gotta sacrifice. Go ahead.
you're right. Because when we, and to piggyback on that, getting started in this industry, I did a lot of theater for free, so I wasn't getting paid nothing. So people that want to do this may have to work free doing theater, may have to work free doing independent production, just to get the skill set, just to get the footage, so that you'll have something to help promote yourself until you can get the gigs that pay.
Understood. And Queen, okay, all right.
Thank you. I know you.
Cover
You know
that
she got to
power
go, bro.
speak.
But I told her to come in. I said, come in
It's
for a quick
okay.
second.
I postponed for 15 minutes. So I said, let me get on here because I was on listening, and then I said, okay, well they got this, so let me just get off. And then when I saw your message, I was like, okay, I'm gonna pop back on because I heard the very beginning of what he was saying, and I was kind of intrigued. But I saw y'all, and I was like, okay, this the man's world of night. So I'm gonna go ahead and tap out. But if I don't have nothing else to say, I just would say, y'all, oh my gosh, I'm telling you, I just cannot wait. I can't even say anything else. I do want to plug this though. Hubo's Heart, children's story coming out. Amazing feedback so far. I let 5 people listen to it, and actually 5 children, and they did not know it was my book. So the reaction from this story, like y'all have no idea. I stepped into another realm doing some other stuff, but but the
And
book
repeat
is
it again.
actually already in my phone, and I ended up some kind of way stumbled on my old word files, and this book was there. So I hit the read aloud button, and I'm almost in tears listening to this story. Like, what are you doing, Star? Like, what are you doing? This needs to be published. So I can't wait for this next venture. And I also have an ABC book coming out too. And our A is going to stand for Africa. So look out for all things urban. Yeah.
All
Right,
right.
right.
All things are all right now, and no, there's never a shameless plug. There's never a shameless plug. Okay, there's never one. And okay, and because I want to stay, Tori, because you are a special guest, I
Yes.
want to play this right quick. This is something I found with your work, some of your work, that I'm a big. If y'all can see in my room, I love Marvel and DC. I'm a Marvel and DC fan, and I found this little work of yours, and I want to play this, and you tell me where this came from and why, and that experience itself. You Batman, you Batgirl.
Now I was a bad guy in this. I was getting beat up by Robin and Batgirl in this. This was back in this. This was back in I want to say 2016 or 17, and it finally came out in 2018 or something like that. But yeah, this was I did this to get more to show this experience that I had. So we rehearsed it for a few hours, stuff like that. So I had to show skills with the tuneful skills with the
Robert was
ball.
a little cocky there though. Robert was acting like he ain't doing no work at all.
Oh well,
Now,
when you're that skilled taught by Batman, you don't have to, you're already 10 steps ahead by a random thug guy, so that was fun.
Awesome.
That was fun, and you know, scenes like that, I've been able to gain more experience and more footage and stuff like that because um, one of the things I wanted to get better in is the martial arts. So I mean, I got like a second-degree black belt in Krav Maga, and
oh
that
wow.
one, that's not easy because I had to fight a lot to get that. So I had bloody nose, black eyes. I broke people's noses before. So but I did that not just for myself because I want to be better at fighting, but also to translate that over to film and TV. So when you see me throw a punch, I look like I know what I'm doing. Or if I get hit a certain way, my jaw or my head would go the way it would in a punch. Because I've seen so many TV shows when someone's doing a fight scene and the hands always drop, or when they make a fist. It's just and I look at that and I'm like, they've never been in a fight before, and yet they're playing someone that's a covert agent, and I'm like, no. And I'm not trying to stow shade. It's just that if you're gonna perform or you're gonna be casting something like that, at least have the experience. When Keanu Reeves plays John Wick, he put that work in. He did the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He did the firearms training, and I've seen so many productions where someone don't even do that. They hold the firearm wrong, or they don't know how to take the magazine out. It's just a lot of stuff. And I just think that if you're gonna do roles like that, it would behoove you to know the fundamentals of that.
No, absolutely, absolutely.
Well, let me
I mean,
ask you this, Terry. Do you think that's the job of the actor or the director?
I think that's a job for the actor. If I'm gonna be doing a scene, like for example, if I'm gonna play a boxer, do I know the boxing combinations? Can I punch properly? Because I remember I went to an audition for boxers, and I see these guys. They're massive dudes, and I'm like, but I'm watching them hit a bag, and it's all arms. And they're bicycling, and what I mean bicycling is they throw a punch and their hands drop and they come back like this and they come up. Versus here, everything stays up. You don't drop your hands. I saw all of that happening. And but I did what I do, and I just don't have the physicality of some of these guys because they were larger. I get it. However, I've been fighting guys like that in crowd that was bigger than me, and that was no problem. So, but when directors see that, they don't sometimes they don't look at all of that. I'm gonna be totally honest with you, because there have been times where I see an audition, we're looking for a black belt in Krav Maga that teach Krav Maga. I'm like, here's my resume, here's my certificates in teaching, here's where I taught Krav Maga for many years. Never heard anything back. And sometimes it might just be, you're not what we're looking for, kind of thing. So it could be so many different variables in that. But as a performer, I think it's good for you to know how to do your job. If you're gonna hold a firearm, be be truthful to it. Go to a shooting range, get classes, learn the fundamentals, learn the safety to be safe with that, because it's very dangerous. You know.
So I got a two-part question for you. So first and foremost, it's already hard for us. Oh, you got to go. She got to go. It's already hard for us as
Should've-
African American um, in a lot of industries.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put that. So I'm a firm believer in like knowing your craft,
Yes.
knowing what you're doing, because we have to go to the table um, and give 210% as opposed to somebody giving 110%. We always have to do that. We always have to fight harder for everything that we get. So this leads me to my second part, and the question is directed to you. So how did you find it for you, and going into that field? Do you think having and I hate to say you have a disability, because I don't see it as a disability. It's just something that you have and you've overcame. I have an uncle that he's a preacher, and he has a stuttering problem, but um, he's learned to control it over the years, kind of like what you've done. So have you found that to be a hindrance to your career, being black, for one? I'm gonna just go ahead and put it out there, being
Mm-hmm.
African American, and then, like you said, honing your craft, and just do you feel like you have to do more than that other actor? And if you know what I mean when I say
Yeah,
other actor,
I know.
like
Uh,
the color of him.
I understand what you mean. Like I said, there have been times where early on I did look at my speech impediment as a hindrance. Um, did you know that Moses stuttered?
I
No,
heard that. I didn't know that, but I've heard
I didn't.
that.
I didn't know that. No.
hmm
It's in the Bible that he stuttered because when he had to let the people to help free the Hebrews, he said that he couldn't talk. Send my brother Aaron, and that really gave me belief that, wait a minute, if God can use him and he got a speech impediment, surely I can do this. I just got to keep believing. And to piggyback on that, about the work ethic, you got to do it 200 times better. I can remember in school, my mom always told me, Tori, if the teacher tells you to read chapter 1, you read chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I think it's it's innate in us to always be able to perform to the best of our ability. If I was sweeping the porch, where I grew up, if I sweep the porch, be the best one in there. So when I go to an audition, I cast directors, producers may already have what they think they have in mind, and there's nothing you can do about that. Sometimes it's not about skin color. I'm gonna be honest with you. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's what their vision of what they think a character might be. He's too dark. He's too light. He's too tall. He's taller than the lead. We need someone a little shorter than the lead. He looks like my ex-boyfriend. He looks like the guy that got my girl. There's so many variables. So I say that because you can't control that. I
Right.
just go in there when I get an audition. I go in there and I do my due diligence through all the training I've had from reading Uda Hagen, Ivana Chubbuck, all these teachers out there reading their books, and just here's what I put together. There you go. This is my interpretation of the character. You may like it, you might not like it, but this is what I brought to it. And I let the chips fall as they may. Sometimes I get a call back, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I might not have been the best person for that because, like I said, there's other variables in place that may have been like saying like, well, we was thinking black male, but now we're going to change it to a black female, or we was thinking black male might be Hispanic. There's so many different things that we can I really don't have any control over. And,
Right.
and things are changing behind the scenes with casting all the time.
Well, I know that they have a certain look, and I'm agree with that. I mean, honestly, if it's a vision that they have, I do respect the fact that they have a certain look they're looking for, and there's so many different looks. So in turn, you don't know who's gonna be that. So I just don't, and it isn't like you said, not all about color. It does none of these things. It could be just a certain look. Like the best example I'm gonna give you, honestly, Precious. Okay,
Okay.
that girl looked that, she played that, but in turn, but yet, if you talk to Gabby after that, Gabby's nothing like that at all. But Gabby played that role. She had the look. She had the look, and she gave the part. So now I want you to give us a chance to. I'm gonna play the trailer, and let the volume play for it a little bit so they can hear a little about it. But I wanted you to tell us a little bit about the block trilogies. And I'm gonna play. You want to tell me? You want me to just go ahead and play the trailer, and then you tell us, or you want to tell me before I play the trailer? Because you're a big part of the trailer.
Go ahead. You go ahead and play the trailer first. If you don't mind, go ahead and play the trailer first.
Okay, we'll play the trailer first.
Nothing rings true on the
Oh,
block.
okay. Are you able to see it? Oh yeah, behind me.
I'd advise you to watch your ass. Every time you out here making a move, I got the hood and I got cops pressing me about it, all right?
There isn't enough information to base anything on.
See?
I have information about these ladies.
You should sell that house and start over. There's too many bad memories.
You gonna tell your label you struck your main moneymaker? They have put insurance on this ear, bro. My ear is the label. Is your wife still up there around Calvin's church? Anybody ever say anything crazy about him? You got cops out here asking about you, right? You know some shit. I hope you speak on it.
I need to talk to you about something. What kind of cold is this? You're gonna love what I've done to the place.
She want 200,000 to keep her mouth shut.
You gonna give me no money?
Her views on the street, she knew all about it from the beginning. That's who I thought was the right. See? Come here quick. Hell is too cold. The bullet is too hot.
Well, then you trust that this world and everything. I'm Paula J. Parker. Welcome to the Black Trilogy.
All right.
All right. Now you tell us about this. Tell us about
Well,
the
this
black.
is. Oh, okay. Well, this is a kind of an anthology series written and directed by Damien L. Smith, phenomenal writer, phenomenal director. And the Black Trilogies, I put it like this. You remember Tales from the Crypt, back in the day on HBO, Tales from the Crypt?
Mhm.
So think about Tales from the Crypt, The Twilight Zone, and American Horror Story all
Whoa.
combined. So
Okay.
yeah, it's gonna be very dark. Like I said, we got a phenomenal cast up there. We got Glenn Plumer that plays Uncle Connie, hosted by Paula J. From Friday and others. Marcus from Brandy and
Right. I saw him. Yeah.
Red Tails is in here. So a phenomenal cast, crew. And I was just happy to be there, happy to work with them because. I was able to work with Damien on another project, and he came to me with this really ambitious project that he wanted to put together, and it's solid. It's solid, and it's going to be debuting on Tubi very soon. So definitely check it out when it comes out on Tubi, because this is just volume one. Because there's going to be a volume 2 and a volume 3, and so on and so forth.
So is your and then so give us the anticipation. Is your character gonna make it through all of these? Is it like that with you or
Uh, mm, you know what?
this? Okay,
Enough said. If you can't say, that's
I
fine. I
can't.
understand.
I
then
can't.
don't do it.
My character is a very interesting guy because that's another thing as an actor. Uh, when you do roles, you got to be willing to do roles that really stretch your beliefs. Like, man, could I actually play a character like this? Because you got people that are like, oh, I can play a cowboy, murderer, I can do this, I can do that. But can you do other kind of characters that kind of makes you like, ooh, I don't know about that. So, but I played 3 different characters in all 3 of the episodes. 3 completely different characters. So it's going to be really good. But yeah, I think I answered your question. If I didn't, I apologize. But
No, you did. You left anticipation. I'm going to watch the plot because I know you are in this first volume, and I'm going to watch it. And right now, I'm just giving people some highlights of your reel, of all the all the highlights, spotlights you sent me. I got all of them, so this is an opportunity just to show it all. But I'm just wanted to thank you for coming and showing and coming and actually supporting us and supporting our podcast. And we're trying to support you because I mean, hey, my hat's off to you, my brother, for actually living your dream, and that's gonna be worth anything in the world. I mean, you have enough footage out here. You've left something, your contribution to to the theater. You have left your contribution in every aspect of the word. So we wanted to acknowledge you and give you your props. This is what this is about.
Absolutely, absolutely, and Rocky Mountain native. So
Right?
we're definitely
Exactly.
bigging up Rocky Mount, to let people know that there's still hope. There's always hope, um, and never give up. You're a living
Exactly.
testimony to that. Don't give up on your dream. Keep it going.
exactly.
Um, I mean, I was going to make a joke when you said about the fighting part. I'm like, well, you got to fight. You from Rock City. You got
Got
Yeah.
to.
you got to fight.
You have no
So
choice. You have no choice.
um, but I
No
decided not
choice.
to make that joke because it is way too serious. In the small city of Rocky Mount, it's ridiculous, and I
Yeah.
wish my people would do better.
Yeah, there was a time where you would fight someone, and then when you was younger, you go your separate ways. But now it's a different kind of beast
And
out
saying Friday they try to show you that you use these, and
there.
they try to tell you that way back then. Now
Yeah.
this is why, hey y'all, we're moving well, we're moving well. I mean, I'm not gonna say we have to rush. That's the whole part of it, but I am gonna highlight this real quick. My brother knows this is what we normally try to brush into. Now is that we have our shows and announcements. So I want to actually throw our only announcement I really have this particular time here is that we had our show February 2nd. I want to thank White Owl for making her appearance out there at the house, and she tore up the house. Her mouth was on fire, and she did her thing as she always do. But we wanted you all to just direct yourself to February 24th with my brother. I'm sorry, I mean I'm so hyped up. My brother, my eldest son Tiger. He's going to celebrate his birthday. His birthday was February 2nd. But we didn't get to celebrate it together because he got there late. So we're going to celebrate February 24th at the Uptown Dog. There's Love and Laughter Uptown Dog. We're going to have a comedian come out there, Mr. Anthony Phoenix. We're going to be actually hosted by the woman you just missed, who's the queen that just left us, Miss Starspin. And Reese Royal is going to give you some new music. And I am looking forward to this because I'm working on some great songs that I cannot wait to share. So if you can make your way out there, you can go to Eventbrite to pick your tickets up, or you can actually get with anybody on the team, get your tickets from them, or you can go to Uptown Dogs and you can get your tickets from there as well. It's on New Bern Avenue, 3923 New Bern Avenue, actually between my house and my job. Perfect little spot. I love it to death. So in terms, you can make it out February 24th, please, in supporters, and also if you can, we're gonna enjoy the after party, which is gonna be all extended directly to my son Tiger. It's gonna be his birthday celebration. A little late, but doesn't mean we can't still do it. So in turn, we're gonna enjoy that. But also, if you see, I'm actually no. Let me make this big real quick. You gotta see this. I am actually our sponsor today is the Leaf Blowers. This is my son's shirt. Okay, he made it in a little purple style for his pops. So I want to show that too, because I'm sponsoring his shirt as well as we sponsoring our own. Because you can get your love and laughter, and you know, see that you can get me and my brother and Stars pin on it, or you can just get our old team. I guess an honorary member Miss Queen Aisha on there, or you can get your love and laughter shirt as well. All right, I say you can get with me, give me a call. Orders are being made this week, because we're gonna give some of these love and laughter shirts out at the show February 24th. Get your tickets now. And I want to get back again to you, Tori. I appreciate you so much for making your way to our show. You know, you're always welcome back. With I think volume 2 and volume 3
Volume
of the
three.
trilogy. You know, and you know, you can introduce them here for us. We like to have the exclusive, something you can share with us that no one else knows. That would be something fun. But we also always leave the show with the final word. So, do you have, you know, a final word you want to give everybody before we end this show?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you again for bringing me on your show. This was very informative, very insightful. I'm glad I was able to address any questions that you have. Is it possible I could throw a plug out there too?
Go. We good. We the show of plugs. You didn't know that?
Okay. Okay.
We plug city here. We plug city here. We plug city here.
Okay. Well, I want to throw out a plug to a production that aired last year. It's a space western. So just like the Heart of Fall, there's another space western. It's on YouTube. The whole pilot is called Infinity System, and that's a really great production. They put a lot of money into this, and they're working to see about expanding this more. It's written by Jonathan Yanez, phenomenal writer. He's written several books, and what I want to piggyback is like building relationships, because I just filmed another sci-fi production with him late last year. So I want to put a plug in with that. And another film that's coming out this month, it's going to be at the TLC Theater in Hollywood, called Roswell Delirium. It stars Reginald Vell Johnson. You know the guy from Family Matters?
Oh yeah,
He's
yeah. Uh-huh.
Anthony Michael Hall's in it. Sam Jones from Flash Gordon, he's in it. So that's a really, really great film directed by Richard Bakewell. And that'll be coming out soon. And once again, make sure you check out the Block trilogies on Tubi when it comes out. And the other note is, for those of you that want to aspire to be an actor, musician, astronaut, teacher, whatever, believe in yourself, be surrounded by people that believe in you, and just keep grinding, and grinding. You might have to have delayed gratification, might not be able to go out and do things, do this, do that. Get your education up and just focus. And if you need to save money, get a second job. Do the things that you need to do to make your dreams come true, because no one's going to give it to you but you. You got to put in that work.
Okay. So no, and so I think you giving more than just one word, and all of them are necessary. If you know, and you example, a great example of that again. And I want to still send my hand out. And I'm so glad you came, bro. What's your final word for everybody today?
Um, well, I'm gonna say my final word for the day is just because a lot's been on my mind about what's going on in the world today. But I'm gonna say callous, callous. You got a lot of callous people out here. So if you don't know what the meaning is, go and look it up. But you know what's going on with the world and what's going on in Ukraine. You know, my heart's out to them. I don't want to get into that right now, but you know, I'm gonna just say my word is callous.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna make a simple for him today, and like I said, because our queens are all gone, I'm stuck with the burden of giving you. If no one's not told you they love you today, you know that the Royal Truth team love you, and I know Tori B loves you, and we love you, Tori B, for coming with us. And again, I'm extending my hand for you to come back anytime. You got my number. You
I
just
got
call me. We're gonna make it happen. You send me the reels, I'll put it together, and we'll make it happen. I'm gonna leave you with one. With actually, I'm sorry, not one word, two words, and it's called a new song that I enjoyed and I want everybody to hear. And loving my favorite artist, Miss Billie Holiday, is ever known. Peace and love to everybody. I appreciate you, bruh. I appreciate you, Tori, and we'll all talk soon. All right.
Thanks a
thank
lot,
you
Mr. Torrey.
again.
All right.
And to think that you are mine alone. There is no, never know. Visions of a legacy and all the things that he's given me. But do respect my privacy, cause part of me is just for me. And power, peace, and prosperity, compassion plus integrity. Be true to me and only me. So when I'm laid to rest, I'll never know.